In the last video, we stopped here just before the Omniblink time trial. So now, because we don't have power slide, it's not as straightforward as it is in a casual playthrough to break this block, but we can break it with the axe. However, to throw the axe at the correct place, I would recommend standing like kind of one step or one lumina away from the ledge on the left here. And this is also like under this small curve in the ceiling. This is a good place to throw the axe to break the block, like this. Because if not, so now I cannot really demonstrate it, but you may throw too high or it can fail. So if you stand here, it's a pretty good place so that it works. And you need to slide under this, and then I would usually blink to get and hold the cloak to get to the Elenorb, like this. And so we activate the Omniblink time trial, and we are just going to take the same path as we used to come here, but in the other direction. Now to go out of here, so here I slide and jump, but here you need to slide under this. So sometimes if you're too much to the left, you don't have enough space to initiate the slide, so you need to stand like as much to the right as you can and then slide under this. And you can try to blink to help like this. So you're in the water, you water blink. Here you would go right, I would do a double jump and blink into the water. And here I try to to go a little bit down before going out, just like when we come from Huldr. I would try to go down just to gain some vertical momentum, and then I did a double jump before grabbing the ledge with a blink, as we do. Sometimes you don't need that, you are already above it. And here I would do just like at the beginning of the game, so slide and jumps, blinks, and here to avoid the bridge, and here I would double jump, and I would climb faster with double jumps. I'm not sure now if it's good enough, because I explained some things. Now we're on top of the Tesla coil, and we want to try to avoid the boost because we want to go down. So I will not hold slide here, try not to blink into that, and use the map just to get the wire, and here stomp. So here it's tight because I explained some things, but usually you don't have any issues. And when I split manually, I would split now when the door appears, as usual, at the sound. So then you need to go out, so it's the same, like slide and blink to help you. You go through this waterfall, go to the left, and here I would also try to blink through this one to gain a bit more speed to the left. So let's try again to show what it gives us in a run. Something like this. Blink here. You put the cloak, and I release the cloak just before the flower, when the ground becomes to be flat, well, horizontal rather, because you really don't want to take this flower and you want to blink through it. But if you're holding the cloak, you may blink, you may have a rotated blink. So I really want a left blink. So I would come here, release the cloak and blink to the left, not do anything. And here what I usually do is that I run straight into the flower. But you may want to avoid it and just use the red cloak because we have the red cloak, right? But I would just walk into the flower and hold left. That allows me to avoid this. And here I would usually do a blink on when I'm on the blue magnets. So here I'm holding up and blinking up, something like this. And we get Omniblink now. And to go back, I still have the red flower, so I will stick to the magnet, but after that I don't use the cloak. I will just hold left. So I'm actually not sure if I do blink in a normal run. Let's see. So I would just go back. Yeah, I blink to the left like this. Here I want to blink through the flower. Use the blue cloak to climb, and I can blink also up here. But if you're not like confident, just don't blink. And here I would hold the blue cloak. If you get the flower, it's fine. You will just stick to this one instead, but just wait a little bit here to be safe. To go back here. And here it's the same. I want to blink through the flower. Sometimes you still touch the flower. It's a bit risky. You will probably die. Sometimes I touch it and I don't die, but it's not. It's a bit risky. So I arrive here, and then I would start to slide again, and I will try to blink into the waterfall like this to the next one. So here it was not a good one, but sometimes you get like a good one like this, and maybe it's because I jump actually. Like this, and blink down into this waterfall. So indeed you need to jump. Here again, double jump, blink into this. Go a little bit down before going up, double jump and blink upright, and here it's easy to avoid the ledge with both double jump and Omniblink. And the same here, some slides. Be careful if you arrive too high here that you will probably stomp. That's always the same story. Go here, and again the same. And here I actually only use double jump and not upwards blinks. You can, but for me it's just easier to mash the jump button rather than to have to care with another button, except for the last one where I can blink upright here. And now we want to go to the blink axe. So to do this, we are going to take the wires here to the hub and take this wire. That's why we needed to activate it earlier. Go through this place and fall down here. Now, it's probably possible to enter the tower from here, but I've never tried to do it actually because it's a little bit more complicated to aim for this. Maybe in the future we will need to do it if it turns out to be faster, but for now I just use the easier strat to go from the up path. So here you can try to go for the boost here, but you like this, nice. But you really don't want to fall down, because if you fall down, then you need to take this wire back up or something, and it's very bad. So in the hub, I will, just like for the beginning of the game, hold slide, but this time I won't blink into the wire that goes down. I will jump above the gap, and I will show you another trick. I will show first, and then I will explain. So I will jump here, and double jump to have some smooth movement. So I will, usually I keep the minimap, I will just put it back, but to explain. So here, the movement was to slide, jump above this, and here, behind this pole, I will jump again and do a double jump. And this allows me to have some smooth movement and not having to grab the ledge here. And also, this is good because this movement doesn't use the blink, and so you're not on blink cooldown to get this other wire. So let me show that to you again. So from this wire, you would just slide out of it, jump here, double jump, and go into this wire. And I have the minimap just because it will be helpful during the fall here. And sometimes here you get a good boost out of this wire, like I just did. That's nice. But if you don't, just blink, jump, slide, like usual here. So let me just hold slide, that's why it's zooming in. Well, okay, I completely lost the momentum, but that's fine. You saw the boost, and when you arrive here, you just want to go around this corner of the tower and fall down. So don't use the cloak, you don't want to take the bridge. And when you're falling, you can blink down to gain a little bit of time. You can also hold slide because there's potentially a boost when you land, and the minimap helps you to avoid the spikes. So let me just slide here like this, to minimap, and then blink down. Try to avoid the spikes in the shaded area, and here you can get a boost, and you blink through the drog. Be careful, because if you don't get the boost, and the game has been very nice with me now to give me the 2 boosts that I wanted to show, if you don't get the boost, you may try to blink, but then you're in a kind of bad position for the blink cooldown for the drog. So just be careful with it, because you really need to blink through this drog. But when you're past the drog here, what I would do is, with the movement, double jump and stomp above this. So now I hope he's not going to join me, but I would just slide, double jump, and try to stomp on the blocks, and hold slide, so that I will slide here with some speed. Okay, so the drog has joined. Let me just kill it so that we are safe. Interesting. It's out of bounds now? Okay. Funny. Anyway, so from here, that would be like slide, double jump, stomp, hold right and slide, and here, destroy the door. Now, we're up for a new trick here. We're going to actually skip this challenge because we don't need to do the challenges, we just need to take the upgrades. and there's a way to get the upgrade by going out of bounds. So this out of bounds is the Elenorb, like this, out of bounds. It has been first found by Huldr for the Red Cloak challenge, then perfected by the Oxymore to get it consistently, and then I applied it here. So what you want to do is just to slide under this and then stomp. And to stomp you will need to jump. So I will show what it gives. Also just know that if you do it too much to the left and close to this wall, it seems that when you stomp you don't actually go out of bounds. But apart from that, if you do it in any other place, like so you would slide here, jump and stomp, you see, and here I really stomp and I'm out of bounds. So it's important to really stomp when you get out of bounds here, because if not, you may go to the room that is below, and we don't want that just for now. So again, I hope to have some more detailed videos about out of bounds in the future, but just now that here, if you reload, you will just go back into the normal room. So yeah, here I would slide under this, jump, stomp, and go to the left to enter this room. And when I enter this room, I can quit and reload, and I will be in the room. Now that will be when I would split, when I split manually. It's the moment when I quit. And here you can just grab the blink axe upgrade. So that's fine, but how are we going to get out, because the door is not open here? Well, very easy, you just go out of bounds again. So just to demonstrate, let me show you that the door is indeed closed. But we don't do that in a run. In a run, we just go out of bounds. Please, I just want to blink down. Like this, okay. So you're here and you want to go out. And once again, we are going to use the right wall out of bounds. And so this is actually the first place where I discovered it, because of this precisely. And then we could find a lot of other applications, especially Fafnir skip. So several ways to do it. I think in this case for trending, the easiest is to just stick the axe into the wall and use the red cloak. But I want to remind that you can do it with any magnetism. So actually you can do the same just with the axe and the blue cloak, like this, for instance. But in this case, I think it's a bit easier to do it with the red cloak. So stick the axe into the wall, use the red cloak to walk on the wall. Sometimes the game will recall the axe automatically, I'm not sure why, but this can happen. And then you want to do the out of bounds. So again, just release and put back the cloak, hold right and do the macro, and you're out of bounds. So we'll see if it goes well, because when I pause, the rooms still load, so I may have to redo it to be in a more like a run, in the conditions of a run. But once you're out of bounds here, a few things to know. You want to go under the floor here, but just like for the exit of the Omniblink challenge, you need to slide, and so to have a little bit of space to the right to initiate the slide. But don't go to the other room. Once you're here, you want to slide up until below the altar, so as much to the left as you can. And you can see that every 5 seconds or so, the floor disappears. And I want to be sliding and pushed down when this happens, to be pushed to the room below. And the altar helps me to do this. So I will slide up until the altar, hold slide and left, and I will be pushed to the room below. And when I'm out of bounds here, either I can reload, or simply I will try to go with slides and blinks into this electricity to die and respawn here. So that's the first thing to know. I will come back to the room to explain just a little bit more, but since we're here, what would you do next? You would just hold down here, do the usual movement, just be careful because there's a drop, so be careful with your blinks, but continue your movement here, and throw the axe before you leave the room to destroy the blocks. That allows you to have some smooth movement. So from here, you will throw the axe somewhere like here, and here jump to avoid the flower. So slide and jump to avoid the flower. But we're going to come back to this. Let me just go back to the room to explain a few more things. So as you can see, again, the door here is not available. And here there's even the invisible wall right now. So going back to the other room. Oops. So you wouldn't do that in a run, right? It's just because I want to explain more about this room. So especially how to back up if something else happens. So go back out of bounds here. Just note a funny thing. The sprite shows that the upgrade is still here, but don't worry, I have it. You could see it with the electricity that was already activated. And when I'm actually in the room, it's not there. So what happens if when you're out of bounds like this, you go to the next room, like just happened now. So when you switch rooms, there are some invisible walls that prevent you at first to go from one room to the other. So now, because I waited for this 5 seconds, it disappeared. So I can go to the right, but when I change room, I will show you that in the room to the left, I will not be able to go past a certain point. So here I cannot slide under and go beyond this point until there is this first disappearance of the floor and I can go everywhere. And the same when I go to the right. So, oh, now I'm too low. I need to do it again. Maybe because of the stomp I've been pushed lower. It's fine. So when I go here, I cannot go past this point until the 5 seconds when the floor will disappear and I will be able to. So if you happen to be pushed to this room and then go back here, you will not be able to go directly under the altar. So what's the way? Either you wait for the 5 seconds and you do it on the next cycle, or you can try to back it up. And you can do it in this room, but I will show it here because there's a little bit more space to show it. So what I would do is stick the axe into the floor, use the red cloak to stick to the axe, and hold slide. And this will have the same effect. You want to be pushed as much as possible to the down direction to be able to clip. And you see that it worked. I'm here, and now I can do the same. I can die to any of the electricity. This technique can actually be used to also go back up, but in this speedrun it's not useful. So I'm not sure if I can get it now, but it's, yeah, you can see. So these are various ways to travel between the rooms, but for the speedrun, mostly you use the altar, and if you cannot, try to back it up with the axe and the red cloak as I did. So here we saw what to do. We just slide, jump, blink to the drog. Here you would throw the axe, jump, avoid the flower, gain some speed as much as you can. So here you can do the slope technique, and you can, so you would avoid that ideally. Here, either you go here and you blink into the wire, or if you don't have enough speed, you can try to use the axe like this. It depends on your speed, of course. But we have it, so let's try to use it. Here, if you really don't have enough speed, you can try to get some boosts from the wire, but I would not really recommend that. Just, you know, build up speed as usual. So you would have more, actually, it's because here I stopped. And same here, you can try if you don't have enough speed just to throw the axe to get to this. Or if not, just, you know, just blink into it. You can also, so for instance, coming from here, if you have a little bit of speed, you can try to double jump like this and then blink into the wire or so on. And we're going to Galvan now. Here, just use the axe. If you have a good jump here, you can try to double jump and blink up. But here, be careful with the axe, because if you don't stick it down, you may end up throwing it to the right and take the wire, or to the left, and same thing. So just be a little bit careful here to really throw it down, or if not, just double jump and blink up. But usually I would put it down and use it. And here the same. And blink into this wire. Here you can have Sarge skip, so I usually don't get it. I'm not even sure I can put a clip of it. But the thing is, when you come out of this wire into the sky hub, if you blink at the right moment, you can arrive at the top of the sky hub. So something like this, but you would blink at the correct moment to avoid both of these, and you would be pushed up to the top. But usually you would just arrive here, and then again just use some axe and double jump and blink into the wires. I usually don't use the Omniblink because I want to be able to blink into the wires. From here, I will hold right, but here I don't want to hold slide because actually you don't get a boost out of this wire. And it just makes you arrive in front of the harpoon, so that's not good. But here I will hold like now, when it's not in stomp range, but so that I can still get some speed to the right. Depending on what you did before, you may still have this axe door here and need to destroy it if you didn't have to reload when doing the tower climb. Also, recall that if we reload from here, the beam to go to Galvan is activated. However, in this configuration where the door is open, it's actually not faster than pushing the button. So I would go for the button, like sliding from here, going like this, taking this, blinking, and so on. Activate the button, go back here. I would stick the axe and jump with the cloak, because sometimes it takes just a little bit more time for the beam to activate. And I will just start to blink up. But what happens next, we'll see in the next video.